Hey guys, how's it going? We are at Home Depot. We're gonna go pick up some ground cover for a project that I need to finish up today. If you saw the previous video, we went and we cut back roses, and then I went and picked up some stone. The stone is in the car, and we are gonna go grab some ground cover and create a pathway. Just totally started there. We're gonna create a pathway and put some ground cover on the ground, and I'm very excited about it, and I'm seeing some things that are 50% off. Distractions. Look at this, they've got a ton of lemon cypress, and they're normally 15, so that makes them $7.50 a piece. And then they also have these really beautiful rosemary cones. They're almost $30 a piece or $29 a piece. That makes them about 15 bucks. That's not bad. This is the price that I miss. This just says holiday living tree. It's 20 bucks, some type of arborvitae, so it makes it $10. And these guys, I do think they're so beautiful, but they're spiky. They're $7. These are Christmas pines. So spiky. $7 bucks, that's not bad at all. Let's see. Tons of them. So many of them. Yeah, check out Home Depot, 50% off their Christmas stuff. Put a bow on it, holiday doing. I forgot to film when we were at Home Depot, but this is what I bought. This is the baby tears. I bought it in bulk. That is the stone that we have for the pathway. And this was, I think it was like $29 for this much. So crazy. But it was a whole flat of it. So, I mean, that's not a bad deal. And then I also got a couple other things. I bought this ranunculus. It's very bright red. Brent wanted it, so we got that. Stones, that. And then I also picked up some dahlias, and I also picked up some more sedums. So I picked up a Pinelands Princess. It was two tubers or two, it's like two clumps for like $11. And then I also picked up the White Perfection. So I thought that both these were pretty. Alright, so this is the area that we're gonna work on today. I have our stones, which they're quite large, even this small one. I mean, they're pretty good size, and they're really pretty. They're very bright. This one right here has some rust on it from the metal bands, and it's fine. We'll just flip the stone over. The other side looked perfect. But we're gonna move the bench, and then I'm gonna just kind of lay the stones on the ground here, and then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna cut this up, and I'm gonna just kind of tuck this into the ground. And then I'm also gonna go in with some metal edging along the sides here. So we'll move the bench, and the plan is just kind of like lay these out into a informal walkway. And I'm not worried about them being perfect or about them being perfectly level, because this isn't actually gonna be a walkway. It's a door that goes to nothing. I made this door out of little squared mirrors in there, and then just kind of built this all together. But I want this to be ground cover in here, and I want it to be beautiful. So I think that the stones will help, and then the ground cover is going to be so stunning. And then I've got some creeping fig that's going to, at some point, grow up that. Let me block that sun. Sorry about that. You're going to see my hand in the frame. But I think if I get this done today, I will be very, very happy. So I've got some metal edging, which is the edge-right metal edging, which is what we use for all of our landscape edging. And my plan is to have it come out here, and then it'll tee off, and it'll elbow off, and it'll come this way, and then this will be open, and it'll just kind of like be a natural walkway out over to the door that you won't actually use. So I'm not going to be too worried about these being absolutely perfect. And this is the Corten steel metal edging that we're going to use. I got this stuff from Edgerite, and I have a few pieces left of it. I love that it's already starting to rust. That's kind of the look that I wanted for this anyway, so it's totally perfect. I want to use this around our entire property. It's so beautiful. It just takes a minute for it to actually like start rusting. So this has been sitting unprotected out in the elements with zero issues so far, and the rust, because it's Corten steel, doesn't break the metal down. It actually creates like a protective coating over it. So you do want it to rust, it'll create that coating over it, so that way it doesn't break down and not like rust where it normally eats that metal and like deteriorates it. That creates a barrier. So we're just gonna go in and we're gonna pound this into the ground. It's very easy. These little blades right here just pound right in. So let's get started, because that's gonna look so nice when that's done. here we are. We played with this section right here and ended up getting more pieces. We ended up getting this one piece to fit. I just broke off with a hammer right here. Like it was like a little like triangle or whatever that shape might be. And it was on the tip, so I just broke it off. But look how perfect that looks. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through with the creeping thyme and just kind of like put in little pieces. I will also say, so I went in with the metal edging right here. And then I had a little piece that's like that long and I just bent it. They bend so easy if you need to bend them. You can also buy them. I could have bought a small piece that like fit exactly that, but I just wanted to go with what I had on hand, and these are the pieces that I had on hand. So I think it works perfectly, and that is so pretty, and it's so bright, and it just looks so nice. And I think once I get all the ground cover to grow in there, it's going to be gorgeous. My plan, because I do need to keep the ground cover watered, is I've got my irrigation right here, and I'm going to go in with just kind of like 2 overhead sprinklers. I'll go with 2 on this side and 2 on that side to spray over, and they will get water every single day because we get really hot and really dry in the summer, and they won't be happy. So we will make sure that those stay totally watered. Look how that looks. It's so good. Oh my gosh, can you imagine it with all of this creeping thyme filling out, which it already looks really good, but once this thing is like completely like covered and you don't see any dirt, it's gonna be so stunning. I will have to come in and I'll have to like trim around each stone, which I'll just go in with the weed eater. It's really gonna be super easy. And we'll just weed eat around each one of these stones so that way you can still see the stones. And then it feels like a beautiful pathway up to this door. And I think it's gonna help tremendously with keeping mud off the door right there. You can see we have an issue. But isn't that so pretty? And then I actually have an edge right. Their tree ring is going to come, and it's going to be a tree ring to keep my Japanese anemone in place. So then this will be like all Japanese anemone right here. And then I can go in with something right here. I can maybe, I couldn't go with the petunia, but I could go in with something that's bright and colorful here and bright and colorful on that side, so it really flanks the walkway. And then I do want to replace the hollies that I have there. I still want the hollies. I'm going to keep them in my landscape, but I think that I do, like, this is so big and this is so big that I need these to be big immediately. So I'm thinking that I need to just go in with like 2 trees and 2 trees, like things that I can clump together, like maybe 2 birch trees on this side and 2 birch trees on this side or something along that line. But I think that that would be so gorgeous. So very, very pleased with how this project turned out. It looks so good. So I've got that all done, and I had one other thing planned for the day, and I need to do it. My back is killing me though, but I do need to get it done. So we are gonna do it. I just can't stop staring at that. Look how good that looks. And I'm really happy that we changed stone color. That stone color is so pretty. And this one back here was actually one piece, and I stepped on it before we got it all level, and it snapped into two. But it's nice because you can't even tell. It looks like it was just made to go together perfectly. So we do have a few extra pieces right here. I think we have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 extra pieces of stone. So that's really not bad at all. And those will get used at some point. They will get used around the property, but look at that. Can you imagine it? 2 beautiful birch trees, something white, something with beautiful interest on the bark. Primo. Let me show you the poppies that I want to get in the ground now. So I started these poppies from seed, and these are the ones that I want to get in the ground. I have the swans down, and I have a lilac poppy. And I didn't pot them up when I did potting up of all of my seedlings because I wasn't, I knew I was going to get these in the landscape ASAP. The roots on them are ready to go. They're very hydrated, but you can see the leaves on here are starting to turn this yellow color, meaning that they've run out of nutrients. So they're ready to get in the ground. So we need to do that today. So it's going to be super easy. Swans down and lilac. Swans down is a gorgeous, gorgeous poppy. It's one of my favorites that I've ever grown in my entire life. Highly recommend swans down. I've never grown lilac, so I'm very excited that I got a bunch to germinate. And I think I'm just going to plant all of them together and have like a little poppy field. I think that would be so pretty. Full sun, and they really won't come back. They are just kind of a once and done, and they bloom very early. So I need to get them in the ground now because we are warming up here very quickly. So I'm thinking that I'm going to do all of my poppies in the ground right here. I'm going to just have this massive drift of poppies. I think it would be so stunning. Beautiful show. I've got a rose there. I've got some yarrow there. I've got a salvia there. And I do want to show you guys something. I'm so heartbroken. I think that all of the apple espaliers are going to be coming out. We are having an issue with them. So we have been dealing with a boring beetle, so a wood borer, and also this got sunburnt and the bark died. And if the bark dies, it can't send up water and nutrients up to the top half of the tree. So it won't live very long. If you want to make sure your trees are happy, you should paint them white. Paint at least the trunks white, and it helps prevent sunburn. I'm thinking maybe the black fence didn't help. I haven't had issues with anything else that's growing on the fence that's had a sunburn issue except for our apple trees. So this one's not going to make it, so I do need to pull it out. And then also on the back, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this. Can you see it back here? Can you see that? I hope you can see that. See that hole? And there's a hole there and a hole there. That's from a wood borer. So that means that I have somebody coming along boring holes into my apple tree. So it's not going to live at all. So this one definitely 100% has to come out. And the other ones, I think I'm also having same issues. So I'm just gonna pull them all out. I'm heartbroken. It's not happening today. And I'm so sad to lose these apple espalier. But I did want to give you guys a heads up that will be happening in the next couple weeks. We're gonna take them all out. They all have borer issues, and if one of them is getting sunburnt, I think they're all gonna get sunburnt. And I didn't think that we dealt with borers here. So lesson learned, we do deal with borers. And so I need to spray a dormant spray for boring beetles. It's so funny that they're called boring because they're not boring, they're annoying. Should be called annoying beetles. Anyways, that means that I need to spray things with a dormant spray to make sure that I don't deal with that. So I'm gonna spray our willow tree now so I don't deal with borers. But yeah, all the apples are coming out. It's just gardening at the end of the day, but I am kind of excited because I got so locked into having the apple espalier that I couldn't do anything about the fence, anything above the fence. So now I'm thinking, what if I just create a living wall and just grow tall trees, mask sheds, mask power lines, mask everything, and I just fill this in with beautiful evergreens and kind of make it so I've got a little I don't know, nature oasis here rather than it being capped. I think that's I think it's a good thing, but it's also really, really sad because I was really excited about the apple espalier. I might I don't know, we're gonna see about leaving those two, but these two definitely have to come out, which is unfortunate because this one looked the best, and then this one looked the second best, and then the third best and the worst. And we're keeping the two that look the worst, and it just is what it is. Anyways, we're gonna plant all of the poppies in this area. We're getting it done right now. so I actually have a few more left. That's already a pretty big drift. I tore some of them apart. Poppies don't love their roots being fully disturbed, so I tried not to if possible, but I do have a few left. So we're gonna go find somewhere else in the landscape for these to go because that's already quite the drift. All right, I think I've got the perfect spot for it. I just put in a whole bunch of bulbs into this area, but before they come up, let's get some of these poppies in here so that way I have some pretty quick interest. I think it'll be perfect. Anyways, I didn't know he was filming me clean my fingernails, so I'm gonna film him. He's right there, sitting, lounging, while I work away. He's actually been helping me the entire day today. Anyways, it looks good, and the poppies got planted. I'm so happy to get those poppies planted. They look so good, and they're gonna be so stunning. Just ignore everything you see behind me. It's just, we're living the dream here, okay? So, we got a whole little like drift of poppies. It gets a little wider and then kind of comes down, but little drift of poppies, and we'll have both colors there. It's gonna be so stunning. And then I did the last of them right over here, so we'll have just kind of right behind the bunny just a little snippet of poppies, and I think it'll be so pretty little poppies. So thank you guys for visiting our garden. As always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Not sure why you wouldn't. Anyways, thanks for visiting our garden. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.